although he's a scumbag and I don't like the way he left the WWE, I really didn't think I was going to have to do a video on this guy again. What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check here with a topical video. And yeah, other than last weekend with Titus O'Neil and Daniel Bryan, you guys know I don't really do videos like this very much, because it's not, I leave that to other people. I leave that to guys like my buddy OKFabe. Go check out him if you haven't already. I stick to reviews, I stick to things where we are in the fictional wrestling world, because it's where I have more fun, it's where I have more conversations, it's where I like to put my focus. But all this week, hearing rumors over and over and over again, and it's not just like, oh, I flipped on No DQ one day and they said, oh, this might happen, but it's like, you read something on one site and you think, oh, that writer might be crazy, or they've got one fucked up source or whatever. You go to another one, you go to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, you go to PW Torch, you go to everywhere. And the big thing that I've been hearing all this week is Rey Mysterio might be coming back to WWE. Now, everybody knows, why is my phone going off? Why is this a thing? Everybody knows I have no videos, or I don't have any notes for this video, so if I ramble a little bit, I'm going to apologize in advance. Basically, you guys know what I think about Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was never used properly in the WWE, so he quickly became somebody that I didn't want to see on my screen. I said he was the mini John Cena, and he really was. He was the guy. He was the one guy that WWE used so that they could say, look, we treat small guys well. They constantly put him into this stuff where he's beating Mark Henry, and he's beating The Big Show, and he's beating, the Great Khali, he's facing The Undertaker, etc. Now, I'm not saying that Mark Henry, Big Show, people like that can't take a loss. I'm really, really not. I'm not saying that they're top tier people. But it's one of those things where you look at it and it's like, this is why people think wrestling is stupid. This is where, your suspension of disbelief, which is that crutch that we lean on as wrestling fans if we want to enjoy a show, gets completely obliterated, and even the most stalwart wrestling fan has to go, oh, come on, guys, what the fuck? It's bad. If they had a cruiserweight division back before Rey Mysterio was all, like, bashed up and ruined and whatever, I would have had no problem, because he probably could have been the king of that division. I will give him that credit. But he didn't. So they brought Rey Mysterio to the land of the giants just to be there and piss everybody off and make everybody else look bad. Isn't that the ultimate case? But he left, and he left because he didn't want to finish his contract. He was in, negotiations, and Roddy, he got himself injured, so he got himself a friggin' Why? Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, what I was saying a minute ago, Rey Mysterio came along and pissed us all off because he really didn't have a place, and because he didn't have a place, they used the fact that he didn't belong as a storyline. He's the little guy that made it all the way. Sounds very Daniel Bryan-esque, doesn't it? Except Daniel Bryan was actually good. I could go into the whole he used Eddie Guerrero to get himself a title win at WrestleMania, but that's obvious, and it's been over and over and over done, so I'm not really going to do that. But he left. He fought to get out of his contract, to basically go to the WWE and to the WWE fans. And I had, at the time, a bunch of psychos, one in particular, who threw back in my face that all wrestlers are independent contractors. Now, here's the thing. If you're more than 5 years old, you know what an independent contractor is. Yeah, no, he's not a full-time employee of the company, but as an independent contractor, you still have to honor the contracts that you sign. So, Rey Mysterio, as I say, going to the whole WWE, to the wrestling fans, to anybody he could have worked with. And the reasoning, and this is where he got all the sympathy from all the Rey Mysterio fans, he was too beat up. And, it was obvious. Because the guy was wrestling about 1/10 the speed he used to. He's botching all over the fucking place. And basically he was there to be there. But his big shtick when he left, or when he asked for his release, or when he fought to break his own contract, was the fact that he was too beat up, he was too injured, He didn't want to get hurt again. He wanted to be there for his family and whatnot and whatever. And it was one of those, yeah, but we've already heard you're looking at AAA, and we've already heard that you're talking about Lucha Underground, so being too injured to wrestle in probably one of the safer companies on the planet, it doesn't really fly, does it? So you're full of shit, and you're going to just break your contract, which has a whole bunch of legal ramifications. I'm not a lawyer, but I know you go to break a contract with somebody that you've signed, no matter who it is, whether WWE is breaking a contract with you or the other way around, you're full of shit. That is the case. That is the case. And when you're doing a shitty thing like that, and you're using a shitty reason, like, oh, I'm too beat up, I'm too injured, but I'm going to go wrestle over here. It's sorry guys. It's just a little it's shady, to say the very least. So here is what we read. In response to the rumors that Rey Mysterio was going to be at WrestleMania this year, the rumors were that Rey Mysterio was going to come work a triple threat angle with Sin Cara and Kalisto. Now, say what you will about Sin Cara, Kalisto's getting an individual push right now, as we know. He's got the shtick that he's doing with Alberto Del Rio. These guys are great. You do not want these guys to have to slow down to the pace of an old, decrepit, selfish, money-hungry Rey Mysterio. Do you? Do you really? If you are a Kalisto fan, do you want him coming back and having to wrestle a slower pace, to slow down his style, to basically throw the brakes on why people like him in the ring for some nostalgia act like Rey Mysterio? Now, the fans that want Rey Mysterio to come back are there, and they're vocal and mostly obnoxious because they don't really have a point. But these are the same people that shit on Jericho for coming back, even though all he does is come back and put other people over. They're the ones that shit on Lesnar for being a part-time champion, when if Lesnar was here all the time, he would just destroy everybody. They're the ones that shit on Triple H, who, I'm sorry guys, is gonna run the company one day. And if you don't like that I'm saying this, I'm sorry, there's no other way for me to say it, but he can still go. He's proven it. He runs the company. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He got to where he is. He's in a position to make the calls. He's giving you NXT that you jack off over. So yeah, occasionally he's going to come back and have a match. All the people that hate all those, you know, Jericho puts people over. Lesnar makes people look beast even though he beats them. Triple H has come to give somebody else a big WrestleMania moment. All those people that give are bad, apparently. But Rey Mysterio, who's going to come back and bumblefuck around the ring because A, he's decided the grass isn't greener on the other side, and B, he wants the bigger paycheck, that's okay, that's fine, that's wonderful. That is fucking terrible. So here's what we said. The original speculation was that he was going to be back for this year's WrestleMania. And despite speculation on the web, it looks like Rey Mysterio will not legally be able to appear at WrestleMania in April. Wrestling Observer and other outlets state that Rey Mysterio is currently committed to 2 seasons with Lucha Underground, and he would have to breach his contract in order to go back to WWE. Now, let's look back at what he did to the WWE. If he can turn his back and have no fear of legal ramifications from a legal and business giant like the WWE, I'm sorry, Lucha Underground fans out there. I've only watched a very, very little bit of it. I do not know enough about the product to talk about whether I like it or not, so I won't. But here's a reality check. Lucha Underground, WWE. If Rey Mysterio could fuck over WWE and think it was okay, what makes you think he's not going to fuck over Lucha Underground and not think twice about it? Rey Mysterio's current contract with Lucha Underground expires in the summer of 2017, and he has options to extend it for another 2 or 4 seasons. Now, again, he could go out to 2017, sign a new contract with them, and fake being injured again and go back to WWE for the bigger paycheck. Grass is always greener, etc., etc., etc. Also, here's what I love. Rey Mysterio has apparently finally been paid the money that was owed to him by AAA. As previously noted, Rey Mysterio stopped working for AAA for what he perceives as shady business practices. So, shady motherfucker left a company because he said they were shady, and the company apparently owed him back pay, so apparently they weren't honoring his contract. That, folks, is karma in its purest form. Rey Mysterio coming back to WWE. Fuck no. Just fuck no. Anyways, sure, I'm going to get loved for this video, but let me know what you think down in the box below. Are you on the polar opposite spectrum of me? Do you want Rey Mysterio to come back? Do you think he's actually got some useful purpose in the WWE? Let me know down in the box below. Controversial topic, as always. You guys know that Rey Mysterio is just one of the guys that I could do with never seeing on my TV screen again. I would rather have John Cena versus John Cena at WrestleMania than see Rey Mysterio show up. How's that for you? Anyways, I've been Spaz, your YWC reality check. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, tagging out. Bye, guys.
So shine, you're a freak like me.